coffee's pouring strong. Talking Tigers all morning long. Saints exceed headlines on the screen. Breaking it down with a little caffeine. Grab your mug, come on in. Let's wake this day and let it begin. It's morning scone. Everybody on. Coffee's hot and the news is strong. Purple gold, black and gold. Stories waiting to be told from Baton Rouge to New Orleans. Talking sports and everything between. Wake up, smile, let's get it on. Start your day with morning scone. It's morning scone. Everybody on. Coffee's hot and the news is strong. Purple gold, black and gold. Stories waiting to be told from Baton Rouge to New Orleans. Talking sports and everything between. Wake up, smile, let's get it on. Start your day with morning scone. Where the coffee's hot, the takes are hotter.
Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Saturday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Parish Construction and Roofing need an orthopedist. You go to Brock Any Roof, you call Parish. Unique physique, unique aesthetics and wellness, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. Bocock Brothers Premium Cigars, code MAT15, 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 15% off your order. And FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partner of LSU Athletics. Okay, what's up, y'all? Good morning. Yesterday was, let me make sure I have the correct microphone. The power went out here, so I want to make sure we're all good. We are good. Okay, great. Power went out here yesterday, so everything reset. So yesterday was in Lake Charles. Did AFR there. There was an event called Legislator in Lake Charles. It's a lot of the oil and gas folks, and we had a lot of clients there and legislators, obviously. So a lot of folks from LSU associated. So it was a thing that they wanted me to be at. So went over to Lake Charles for the luncheon and then just stayed and did my show there and then drove home last night after the show. So glad to have you aboard with us. If you missed it, I did record a Locked On episode about LSU's new transfer, but we actually have to talk now about transfers, one football, one basketball. So the notable football ad, of course, is Junior Tuihalamaka. We talked a good bit about him yesterday if you missed it, but this is a guy who played 4 years at Notre Dame. He's one of the class of 22 guys who never used a red shirt. And so with the he was part of the injunction, the TRO, granted by the Louisiana judge this week. So go figure, right? If you have a Notre Dame athlete who's from California who files in Louisiana, very obvious that this was always going to be his sort of inevitable end to end up at LSU. So LSU gets a guy that's played a ton of football at a position where they have need, and so they're able to add depth there with Junior Tuihalamaka. Now, the NCAA is very likely going to appeal that TRO. They'll have to do it in Louisiana, but Louisiana's ruling was one of 18 involving more than 200 athletes. So the NCAA is going to have to go state by state to appeal these rulings, and they'll likely lose in state court. They've had more success in federal court than state court. So my guess is that Junior Tuihalamaka is going to play for LSU against Clemson 2 weeks from today. And then now we wait on some of the others. Jack Pyburn, certainly chief among them, who will have his final preseason game with the Bucks Friday. And then NFL teams have 24 hours in their final preseason game to make their final roster cut. So by Saturday morning, we should know if Jack Pyburn made the Bucks or if he's coming to play at LSU. And my guess is by Saturday, early afternoon, Jack Pyburn will be in Baton Rouge. So we'll keep an eye on all of that as we move through it. Will Wade got an addition as well. Donovan Dent, point guard from UCLA, also one of those 5-for-5 players. 6'2" senior, averaged 13.7 assists per game last year at UCLA. Joe Tipton was the first to report it. Spent 3 seasons at New Mexico, then went to UCLA for a year. Started 34 games last season at UCLA, third in the nation in assists and assist-to-turnover ratio. So you got your point guard. So if RJ Lewis isn't eligible, which I've told you before, I hope he isn't eligible. Like, I do not think he should play. The only exception that I'm willing to have a modicum of sympathy for are the 2022 guys who used their 4 seasons in 4 years. I mean, those are the only ones where I'm willing to have some sympathy for those guys. Because the rules, like Tuihalamaka is a great example, right? Like, the rules allow that guy to play now. And he never went to the NFL. So, like, why shouldn't he be able to play? Like, he has another year of eligibility. So, anyway. Okay, let's say some good mornings. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post, podcast, subscribe on your favorite podcast app, rate us, leave a review. We'll say some good mornings. Let me know what y'all got. Saints, hey, Mike. Saints play their second preseason game. They play the Rams today at 3 o'clock. I'll be locked into that. Certainly keep an eye on the quarterback battle. Cornerback with Quincy Riley out. Kendra Miller back at running back. The place kicker battle. A lot to watch here today. Hey, Jacob, Kelly, Thomas, Kevin, good morning, everybody. RSP, good morning. Interesting times for college football. Yes, they are. Hey, Boogie, good morning. Week 0 is next week. We got real college football next Saturday. Hey, James, good morning. Michael, Rex, any words on the other players, Xavier Harris and the tight end? So, no, not yet. What I was told this week is Daquan Wright, the tight end, is the one they really want. Because they don't have a traditional tight end, and that guy is awesome and knows this offense and all that sort of stuff. Like, Trey'Dez, make no mistake, Trey'Dez is a receiver, right? Like, he's not putting his hand in the dirt and blowing guys off the ball. Now, they added Zach Grace from Oregon, who is an H-back more than he is a tight end. So he's a blocker, but probably more so in the running game. Is not really going to help you in the pass game much. So Daquan Wright gives you both. So I think they would really like to add Daquan Wright if they could. But Daquan Wright might make the Cleveland Browns. So we'll see. Is the local media hip to Coach O's diagnosis, or are they just guessing? I don't know what anybody has said, Dale. I don't know what I don't. Someone here yesterday mentioned something that one reporter said, which I do not believe is accurate. I don't know that anything else has been said. Gumptious, good morning from Treasure Island. Little beach staycation to celebrate the end of summer. There you go. Fat Boy Slim, good morning. Club, good morning. 2 weeks to the day. Let's go. Hey, Tommy, buenos dias. Feliz sábado. ¿Cómo está la familia? Muy bien, gracias. Having a great day. Drew's sleeping. Erica's going to a hat making party today. So Drew and I will hang out today, and then we're gonna have some friends come over tonight, do a little like night swim and get some dinner and all that stuff. So it'll be fun. Oh, by the way, real quick, y'all. Yesterday when I was driving home from Lake Charles, the sky was just like on fire with all the lightning. Come to find out, there was terrible hail in New Orleans. So for anybody who might be in New Orleans, or if you had high wind, heavy rain, bad weather, hail, debris falling on your roof, we'd love to give you a free, no obligation roofing inspection. Parish Construction Roofing. I'm posting the link in the chat right there, parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. Just fill out the form on the homepage and we'll be in touch. We'll schedule your inspection. So thank you very much. Arnold, good morning. Bill, good morning. If there are no more roster spots, couldn't LSU give NIL versus cutting a current player? No, because like you still are capped on roster spots regardless of how they're paid, right? You still can only have your X amount of roster spots. Now, it's important to remember the walk-ons last year when the roster limits changed were grandfathered in. So some of the players that are walk-ons don't count against your roster number. Like I think the long snapper, Hall, place kickers, Sean Perrette and Gavin Higgins, like some of those guys, they don't count against your number because they were grandfathered in as walk-ons. But no, you're capped on your roster. Hey Todd, good morning. W Moore, good morning. Great meeting you yesterday. Let's get awesome. Very good. Very nice. Thank you for saying hello. Sorry, I just see W Moore. I'm not sure your name, so apologies for that. But yeah, I had a great day yesterday. Honestly, I liked the sort of coffee and mingling before than more than I did the lunch. So the lunch was nice. I mean, I had a filet. It was really good, and there were a lot of very interesting speakers. You talked about business in Louisiana and some of the projects coming, obviously with Woodside Energy building their facility right now, Meta, Hyundai, all that stuff. And I guess the governor is going to announce SpaceX on Tuesday, it sounds like. And that's going to be massive. So, but yeah, it was a really cool event. I just really enjoyed meeting people beforehand than like the formal sit down lunch. But yeah, I had a great day. Hey, Melanie, good morning. Jesse, what battles for spots are we looking for in the Saints game? Yeah, man. So, I tend to say, okay, well, where are their players injured who's battling for a spot? So when you look at Quincy Riley's injury, those cornerbacks certainly have a real opportunity. Probably chief among them, Martin Emerson. At receiver, with Jordan Tyson out, can Bub Means replicate his performance from last Saturday? This week at practice, it sounded like it was more Bryce Lance who elevated. So which of those receivers have a nice day today, which goes part and parcel with the quarterbacks, right? I mean, Zach Wilson was better last Saturday. Is Wilson better than Rattler again today? That's certainly worth watching. And then the place kicker battle, I mean, Tanner Brown, Charlie Smith. Brown seems to have nosed ahead of Charlie Smith. Can he maintain that? So we'll see. There's a couple things I'll be watching. Let's see. Billy, good morning. Going to be watching the Saints this afternoon. I will be locked in with you, man. Captain Boudreaux, what's your prediction, bro? What do you mean? My prediction for what? Pain. Jay, morning, Matt. I want to say how blessed LSU fans are to have you as our locked on host. Listening to some of these other guys for the other teams is painful. Thank you for your consistent work. Well, thank you, Jay. I appreciate you for listening, watching anytime anyone can. I really appreciate it. So Locked On has been great for me, and I'm sincerely grateful for the opportunity, and I'm very thankful for everybody who has listened to or watched Locked On LSU. It's been awesome for me, so thank you. Hey, Rex, can you confirm it's definitely something physical with O? What do you mean something physical? I mean, like, do you mean like, he's not in trouble if that's what you're asking. Like, he's not suspended. No. He's, yeah. I don't mind saying that Coach O, he's got a medical situation. Let's say that. It's not life-threatening, but he's got a medical situation he's dealing with. Put it to you that way. And when you look back, and I told you he was not at the scrimmage last Saturday, it's something that clearly it's kept him away for a week. Taylor, good morning. So I'm guessing Shanklin is coming back to the team this year. Will we ever hear officially why? I remember you were high on him as a freshman in last year's camp. Oh, we will hear why, yes. And I wouldn't rule out a potential return. That, I do believe, is discipline. I do not believe But until I get very concrete information, I'm not comfortable reporting. But I do not believe Shanklin's a situation where he's leaving because of playing time or anything like that. I think he is not with the team, and it's a discipline thing. So when I can get you like concrete information on it, I'll be glad to share. Hey, Tony, good morning. Brad, good morning. Who's the person in the media that asked Lane about end zone celebrations? So that was Chris Gordy. Chris Gordy is from Houston. He's actually went to LSU. I worked with Chris early in my career. He works in Houston now at Sports Talk 790. He hosts Locked on SEC, and he was in town because their radio group in Houston carries the LSU games. And so the LSU Sports Radio Network had a lunch, like an appreciation lunch for the affiliates. So Gordy came in and went to that, and he went to practice and then went to the press conference, and he asked the question about the touchdown celebrations. And I wanted to smack him upside the head. And I love Chris. Gordy and I have known each other for 20 years. But when he got the microphone and asked about touchdown celebrations, I wanted to slap him upside the head. Cassandra, good morning. I'm like, why would you waste a question in the press conference on that? Like, we who actually need to have information covering the football team have 15 minutes to ask Lane Kiffin questions, and we waste a question on touchdown celebrations. John, good morning. Don't you think Coach O'Bebe could be suffering from heat stroke? No, I do not. Phil, good morning. Wes, good morning. Bubba, good morning. Brennan, good morning. But by the way, like that guy who just asked about Coach O, that's why, that's precisely why Lane Kiffin choosing and LSU choosing not to release information, that's why it's a problem. Because when you aren't forthcoming with information and getting ahead of a story, then you allow rampant speculation like that. And then rumors start, and then it's hard to get back in front of it once that ball starts rolling downhill. It's far better. I've always believed this. It is far better to be proactive, to get ahead of a story and control the narrative. Same thing with Lamar Brown the other day. It would have been so easy when Lane met with reporters and Lamar wasn't there to say, yeah, I mean, he just got a little tangled and it's not serious at all. Like, we put him in a boot for stability, but he's already out of the boot and he should be at practice tomorrow. Like, done. And then it's a non-thing. But when you don't address it, then you let speculation. And even when I say I said on all my platforms exactly what I just said, but all people hear is Lamar Brown's absent. Is it a boot? Like, you don't control the narrative, and then things get out of control. That's why it's important to control narratives. And LSU, for as long as I've covered them, has done a poor job doing that. Like, I don't know why they won't say anything about Shanklin or O or any of this stuff. But like, Brian Kelly was very forthcoming. Ed Ogeron was better about it than Les. Les was terrible. And Lane is, as far as letting stuff out, and Lane's kind of from that school of thought. Hey, Robert, Joey, Eli, good morning. After watching fall camp, what are your thoughts on Sam and LSU this season? You said for a long time this season is depending on Sam's health. I 100% believe it's depending on Sam's health. Meaning whatever the ceiling is for this team. If you want them to win a championship, make the playoff, whatever that is, they're not doing it without a healthy Sam Levin. So the fact that he's been healthy is awesome. I love that Lane has been so complimentary of him this week and how he's performed in camp. I'm excited about Sam. I am leery about the line of scrimmage. Adding Junior Tuihalamaka yesterday makes me feel a lot better. And if you add Jack Pyburn to that mix as well, then I feel really, really good. Would love a tackle, but yeah. Hey, Bob, good morning. When will you have Coach Will on AFR boot up? I need to do that, man. He, a couple months ago, I talked to him and I was like, hey, man, we need to get you on. He goes, yeah, give me a couple weeks working on a few things. That's whenever they were going through all the international guys. And I just never circled back. So I need to. I will. Hey, Chris. Truax, good morning, man. J. Real, good morning. Do you know what's up with Coach O? Yeah, I think I do. But not having it 100% definitive, I'm not willing to say. Ronnie, good morning from Tupelo. All right. Kerry, good morning. Good morning, Scone. Happy Saturday. All right. Good morning. Steven, good morning. Everyone brings up how much LSU spent on transfers. How much has Ohio State and Oregon spent? Yeah, well, I think a big part of that, Steven, is you probably are only paying attention to the LSU conversations. Right? Like if you turned on Ohio's, like Columbus, Ohio sports talk, they're probably talking about that. If you turn on sports talk in Eugene, they're probably talking about that too. You know what I mean? You're locked into LSU every day and what people are saying about your team. So you're just going to be more aware. I think we talked about, there was a piece earlier this week at CBS Sports that Chris Hummer and John Talty did, about the roster budgets, the tiers spent. And so they went through 12 to 15 teams that all had spent, north of 35, 40 million bucks on that roster. So LSU spent the most. I think that's a safe assumption. Anyway. Stephen, have you gotten anyone in authority to bite on developing the riverfront? Not yet, man. But I'm not the one who said it initially. Antonio, good morning. If Jack and the Ole Miss players make it to the 26 team, do you think our expectations are even higher? I don't know how they could be higher. JWB, good morning, Matt. Mrs. Cigar Box revealed that it happened. Thanks for all you do. So I did not reveal it yesterday because I was on remote. And it was not yet live yesterday during Morning Scone. However, it is live now on the website. So I will post it right now if you want to see it. But what I will do, I do have one of the boxes. It's at my office. So what I will do is when I go bring Drew to ride elevators, I'll grab the box, I'll bring it home, and I'll do a reveal video that I'll post on social media. So, but I did just post it. The link, code MAT15 if you want to buy it, MAT15, 15% off. It's now available. The tease sort of is that they're calling it the Stadium Series. And this is their first Maduro blend cigar. The Stadium Series should be a little bit of a giveaway. The Stadium Series. And it is really freaking cool. So go check it out. Steven, morning. What's the reason behind Tom Benson naming the team the Pelicans? Tulane does the Goofy Bird better. Maybe Todd will change the name to the Hurricanes. The Hurricanes. Got it. No, so they went through a whole rebrand when the Bensons, when Tom Benson bought the Hornets. It was actually Mrs. Benson who was very keen on the name, the colors, the logo, the design, all that stuff. Of course, the Pelicans are the state bird. So it was something that was more inherent to Louisiana. So Dale, GMEX, participating in this bull run. Dale, I really hope that I'm have some really good news for you very soon. And those who have been patient will have that patience rewarded really soon. Hey, Robbie, good morning. See, someone posted pictures on Facebook with New Orleans getting a WNBA franchise, naming them the New Orleans Carnival, and Caitlin Clark is a franchise player. I think that's BS. Do you see that happening? No. Let's see. I enjoyed the coffee meeting more than the lunch as well. I go by Will. Oh, good to see you, Will. I remember. Good to see you. Thank you. I just saw W Moore. Sorry. It was great to meet you yesterday. Thank you for saying hello. It was a fun event, but I also understand that so it's like a Wednesday, it's like 2.5 days basically. And like the Thursday night is probably the better time to be there for the socializing and everything at Legislator. So might do that next year. Hey, Maggie, any word on Coach O? Nothing official. I think by now you all know that I know more than I'm able to tell you, but there's also just some things when you talk about a medical or a health situation type deal. Like, until you have it locked in, rock solid, like, you're just not spreading anything. So, Clayton, good morning. Josh Pate tweeted about LSU in 2031. Lane has a title at LSU, or Lane no longer at LSU. Can both be true? I wouldn't be surprised if both are true. If in 5 years Lane Kiffin has won a title and has gone back to the NFL, I might actually predict that to happen. I think both are likely. Hey, Brian, good morning. Matt, how was the ride back from Lake Charles? It was okay, man. I tell you what was interesting. Thanks to GPS is amazing. They detoured me off of I-10 around the Cecilia Henderson exit and I exited there and I weaved back roads, Levee Road, blah, blah. But anyway, it was nothing but red lights, like dead stop on the interstate. So thankfully for GPS. But aside from that, good ride back. Dale, Locked On Clemson host, sounds fearful of LSU. I don't blame them. Matt, do you follow SLU Lions football? I don't. I do like Coach Selfo a lot, though. And I wish him well. He's been very nice and very kind to me over the years. Would you describe Coach O's essence as a lower body? He's got a toe. LSU fan, I noticed Coach O's walk differently. His lower legs look very swollen. now everyone is trying to diagnose Coach O based on how he's walking in videos. Like, that's why this precisely the point I've been making, and I've asked people at LSU, like, why aren't you saying anything? This precisely is why. Because now people are observing swollen legs, and as he walk, and now everyone's trying to figure it out. Happy Kate Anderson Day. Yeah, Mark, that's awesome, man. Kate Anderson's going to make his day. What time is first pitch? Hang on. Kate Anderson is going to make his debut today. He's going to get the start for the M's. It's tonight. Nope, sorry, that was Friday. Hang on. They play at 6:15. So Cubs at Seattle, 6:15. It's on Fox. That's interesting. I wonder if we're going to get that. I wonder if that's the game we're going to get. I hope so. That'd be great. And so he'll get to play against Alex Bregman. That'd be really cool. So in his debut, we'll see Kate Anderson against Alex Bregman and the Cubs. Hey, let's see. Torque Lewis. I know you're busy, but we need more of you on those SC Squad shows. Yeah, I'm not really interested. Chris Gordy, typical Rumble guy. Robbie, you're surprised football schools that will make the 12-team playoff bracket. I feel UNLV and Florida will be there. I do not believe Florida will be there. I think there's little to no chance at all of that happening this year. UNLV is interesting because, remember, there is still the rule where the highest ranked G5 champion makes the or the highest ranked G5 makes the playoff. So UNLV, Dan Mullen could very well be in that mix. That wouldn't surprise me. Florida, I think there's virtually no chance. Hey, Donnie, good morning. Johnny, did OJ do it? Tommy, good morning. Rob, whatever. Matt, your old buddy T-Bob got lit up by Brandon. That was epic. Leslie, good morning. Tyga Poppy, good morning. Well, else you have to cut other players in order to add some of these NFL transfers. So one thing that's important to note is, like, Junior Tuihalamaka is not an NFL transfer. He never went to an NFL camp. Maybe. I think it depends how many they add. What I was told throughout this process is that they had 1, maybe 2 roster spots available. So I don't think they have to have any attrition in adding Junior Tuihalamaka. Now, if they had Jack Pyburn and Daquan Wright and Xavier Harris, like if they start adding multiple, then I think you're in that situation where you probably do. I will try to get a firm answer. But again, I want to be very clear to y'all. Like, I'm not like sleeping on the job. I have been asking about this like aggressively for 2 weeks now. As soon as the Colorado judge's ruling happened, I've been asking coaches and player personnel people and sports information people and administrators, and they've been very tight-lipped. And I think clearly what you're seeing here over the last 48 hours is a pretty good indicator of why. They kept everything really close to the vest. So, and it's really tough because I can count I can look at the roster, I can count all the names. But what I don't know is how many are walk-ons that were DSA'd, how many, that were grandfathered in, how many are scholarship players. I mean, I could take a guess, right? But it sounds like you got a couple of spots. But if they have the opportunity to add players, I think they're going to do it. And as much as that stinks, you also look at it on one hand, and the other hand, you go, well, these guys are all getting paid now too. So in some respects, they are all hired guns. So, hey, Adam, good morning. Maggie, appreciate you saying it's not life-threatening. I'll continue to pray for him. Dalen, what's up? How many more players can we even add to our rosters? That's a great question. You know what? How many can LSU add? I'm just gonna annoy the bejesus out of people today and try to get that answer to how many to the numbers question. And I'll see if I can finally get someone to tell me something on the record about Coach O. Again, I feel like I have the story. I mean, I've certainly known a lot more since last Saturday. Last Saturday, this is what I'll tell you. Last Saturday, when I was at Best Dress Ball, I was first made aware that there was something going on with Coach O. So it was no surprise to me when he wasn't there at practice on Monday, which is why I asked Lane Kiffin, where was Coach O? And he chose to say he wasn't feeling well, so we sent him home. Well, I knew he was not at the scrimmage on Saturday. I knew that. And so when Lane said we sent him home, meaning on Monday, I knew that was not truthful. So I've continued to ask. I wanted to ask on Thursday, but never got the microphone. Part of me thinks it might have been by design. But anyway, I'll work hard to get those answers for you. Kevin, Jaden Daniels and DJ 5 thing is a misunderstanding. JD was 5, DJ is Cinco, totally different. Got it. Abner, good morning. Hey, Brad. So many people on message boards are critical of Baker for not being able to stop running quarterbacks. Do you agree with that, or is that just a fan narrative? No, it's a good question, Brad. And it's also undeniable that LSU has struggled defensively against mobile quarterbacks. That's Marcel Reed, Trinidad Chambliss. That's an undeniable truth. Now, it's also true that in 24, they did an awesome job against Arkansas. Tall kid from Arkansas. God dog it. Taylor Green. When I've had that conversation with coaches and players, most of the time the answer is some version of it's not scheme because the players have been in position to make the plays. They just haven't made the plays. So Trinidad Chambliss last year didn't beat you on design runs. He beat you because when you had guys in position to make a play, he evaded the rush and made a big play in the run. So sometimes it's sometimes your guys got to go make plays. You know what I mean? If you're in space and you have a chance to get a quarterback on the ground, you got to get him on the ground. So that's one of the reasons that they're very excited about. Lane talked about this week. So this isn't me saying it. Lane said it this week about Prince Will. So sometimes it's great to cause pressure. I think Baker talked about it last Friday too. It's great to cause pressure, but you got to get guys on the ground. And so you're seeing more of that. They're seeing more of that in this camp with these guys. So. Randy, any scuttle of Daquan Wright heading to LSU? Yes, LSU wants Daquan Wright. I have no problem saying that. In the same way that they clearly wanted Junior Tuihalamaka, they want Jack Pyburn, they want Daquan Wright. Yes. Now, Daquan Wright might make the Cleveland Browns. So, that certainly complicates that part of it. But you got to remember also, LSU orchestrated this whole thing. LSU is the one that sort of recruited the players to go into this lawsuit in a Louisiana courtroom with a sympathetic judge that was going to give them the ruling they wanted. Like, it's not by accident that a kid from California who played at Notre Dame was in a Louisiana lawsuit and then commits to LSU. Like, come on. So the fact that Daquan Wright and Xavier Harris and Jack Pyburn, they're all in this lawsuit, I mean, it tells you the story, right? The kid from SMU, the kid from Oregon State. I mean, where are we kind of concerned about running back? I mean, what if you could add a guy who contributed for 4 years either at SMU or, the SMU kid started at UCLA when UCLA, SMU, now he's in the league. But the Oregon State kid, I mean, what if you could add one of those guys? Let's see. Dislerland Cattle. If LSU wants NFL players, let's get some with more experience. Hey, John, let's make the PMAC game day experience center with food vendors from around the state. Amazing bar once the new arena is built, something like 5th and Broadway in Nashville. Man, the new arena is going to be awesome. And it's going to be a whole entertainment district, medical and entertainment district around the arena. If you haven't heard any of the stories or seen any of the renderings, what they're planning, it'll be Our Lady of the Lake Arena, and there's going to be a whole like sports medicine complex around there, but then also restaurants and shopping, amenities, proximity to the river, housing. It's going to be magnificent. It's going to be the first really significant development in Baton Rouge, since the Shaw Center for the Arts 20 years ago. So, I'm very much looking forward to them cutting through the red tape and getting that thing built. Tiger Diver, morning scone from a 6-mile run in the Texas sun. All right, man. Stay hydrated. Enjoy it. Hands low and light. Was the Pelicans an old New Orleans pro baseball team? Yes, there was a pro baseball team in New Orleans called the Pelicans.
Parrish Construction and Roofing. At Parrish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parrish Construction and Roofing. Parrish built. Parrish built. Parrish built. From your hometown. ParrishBuilt.com.
All right, Parrish Construction and Roofing. Remember, if you need an orthopedist, you go to Brock. You need a roof, you call Parrish. Tons of hail, especially I saw in uptown New Orleans yesterday, got pummeled with hail. So if you live uptown, know someone who does, you, friend, family, neighbor, coworker, if someone had hail, please let them know. We're there. We're able to help. Of course, our partner is Drew Brees. Why wouldn't you want to do business with Drew Brees' company in New Orleans? ParrishBuilt.com, ParrishBuilt.com. Do business with someone you know. Parrish Construction Roofing, ParrishBuilt.com. Xavier Harris was waived by the Saints a while back. He's had off-field issues. Do you think his move back to college has been in the works back then? Depth at defensive tackle would be sweet. Wait. Was in the works back when he was waived? No. Well, after he was waived, but I mean, he was never healthy with the Saints. But the timeline does sort of coincide because that judge's ruling was 2 weeks ago, and that's he was waived the day I had my appendectomy, so it's been 2 weeks, which kind of coincides with that whole thing, which is how long that LSU has sort of been orchestrating this lawsuit. Hey, Rick, good morning. Missed you yesterday, man. I was hoping I'd get to see you. So did the show in Lake Charles yesterday. Got to meet Rick when I did the show at the Walk-Ons in Lake Charles a few months back. I was hoping you'd pop in and I could shake your hand and say hello. But next time, I'm sure we'll be back to Lake Charles soon. Gold Standard, can you confirm Coach O is okay? Well, yeah. I mean, I think the thing that I said a bit ago, as I understand it, it's not a life-threatening thing if that's what you're worried about. I just think that there's a chance that he's going to be away from the field for a good bit here. So. Do you think LSU adding Tuihalamaka indicates concern over NCAA winning appeal in LA TRO decision or Pyburn making the Bucks? Sorry. Well, no, because look, if the NCAA wins the appeal, then Tuihalamaka is not eligible. But I do think that they will still add Jack Pyburn. I don't think adding Tuihalamaka means they won't add Jack. I think they will add both. Because remember, like, you're down 2. Relaford, Shanklin. So if you replace Relaford, Shanklin with Tuihalamaka and Pyburn, well, now you're replacing those two guys with a couple of fifth-year players. Will Coach be good to go for Clemson? I'm not sure of that, honestly. I hope so. Let's see. Good morning, Matt. I'll be going to Louisiana Tech on the 12th. Can't wait. Went to Western Kentucky last year. Was disappointed. Western Kentucky last year was one of the worst game day experiences I've ever had in Tiger Stadium, without exception. I mean, it was a horrendous vibe, atmosphere, game, all of it was atrocious. And I went to that game. It's the first game I went to in Tiger Stadium since 2018 because that was the day. Well, I can tell you, Lane Kiffin had given them his verbal, and I knew it. So I went to the game because I knew I'd see people who might talk to me in person that wouldn't text or call. So I went to the game specifically to look people in the eye and talk to them about that. So that was, at that point, I'm trying to remember if it was Friday night or if it was Saturday. But they had gotten the verbal from Lane Kiffin that he was coming, which is why I went to that game. HD, Guy Morgan, Tyrone, it's locked on LSU. Let's go. Blaine, it's not our Fox game. Oh, dang it. That stinks. Well, it's all right. I got MLB TV. I can watch. Jay, what happened with the fire at the Lafayette Baseball Stadium? I saw the headline. I have no idea. Let's see. Tyrone, big fan of you, Matt. Thank you, man. Hope one day I can meet you at LSU night game. That'd be awesome, dude. I'll be there for Clemson. Be there for Louisiana Tech. Probably planning on going to quite a few this year. But I'll be there for the first two, man. So come find me. Hey, Ryan, good morning. Rocky, good morning. Great reporting as always. Thank you, man. Hey, Dad, good morning. Danny, Skeens and Cade make their debut versus the Cubs. As a Cubs fan, I don't like it. As someone who has MLB Cubs package, I'm glad I can see the debut. Love that. Hey, Dale. What's Dale? Let's see. Robbie, do you think Kamara, do you think this is Kamara's last year with the Saints? Yes, I do. K-Pate, morning, Matt. What's the latest with general wage roster filling out? I think you will have on Monday when classes begin, I think you will see a good bit more populate on the roster. Hey, Brian, do players still go to classes? Yeah, but remember a lot of players, yes, the answer is yes. But a lot of classes can be online now. And for a lot of players, especially ones that have reached a degree of fame, notoriety, celebrity, it's probably difficult to be on campus. So a lot of them live off campus and they take classes online. Hey, Keith. What up, Keith? Good morning, man. Let's see. What's up with the Saints and injuries? You know, man, Keith's married to my cousin Christy, by the way. Like injuries happen, right? So I'm not like Brian Brzee tearing his ACL sucks. There's just no way around that. But I don't know what you could do to prevent that. Large humans making explosive moves. Sometimes your ligaments don't hold up. Okay. The things that are more concerning for me are like Jordan Tyson's hamstring, Quincy Riley's groin, like the soft tissue stuff. Because a lot of times that is strength, stretch, preparation, whenever you're having those types of injuries. So those are the things that are more concerning to me. Like in football, sometimes you just need good luck. Somebody gets tackled, they fall, they break their collarbone. Well, like, what can you do to prevent that? But I mean, it's just let a 300-pound dude land on you, broke your collarbone. Happens. The soft tissue stuff is what concerns me more. Chad, good morning. There's a lot of good boonang and crackling off I-10. Did you enjoy any of it between Lake Charles and Baton Rouge? I did not, man. I was on a mission. I didn't even stop. Like, I got in the car, left when I dropped Drew off at school yesterday. I didn't get out of the car until I got to to the event in Lake Charles. And then last night when I got in my car at the hotel, and I didn't get out of my car till I pulled up in my driveway. So no stopping for me, man. Christopher, morning, Matt, flying in from California for the Clemson game. Need to find a tailgate to join. I don't think you're going to have any trouble, Christopher. Just walk around and tell people, man, I flew in from California. I want to try some good food. You mind if I buy a plate from you, buy a beer or something like that? People are just going to invite you in and give you whatever you want. Hey, Riley, good morning. Keep up the awesome work. Thank you, man. Hope you have a great day. Rooney, Kiffin hates injury questions. Yes, he does. Stat Dub, Matt Bauer's Injunction Boys t-shirt needs to be printed. I didn't see that. Christian, are you giving a season prediction? Yeah. Yeah. Do you know if we're going to go after DQ Smith, the DB from South Carolina? Not that I've heard. I wouldn't rule anything out, but that's not one that I've been told. Dalen, so this also allows for other sports to have 5 for 5. If so, have you heard anything about baseball players being added? Well, I think LSU's baseball roster is done, but like that has happened. I mean, Ole Miss this week added Will Furniss, and Judd Udemark. So that's two of their best veteran hitters. So Furniss and Judd Udemark are both going back to Ole Miss on the 5 for 5. So that's kind of my point, though, right? Like, that's why I have a modicum of sympathy for these football players, because the ruling allows guys like Furniss and Udemark to go back and play. Well, like, these guys finished their football career and were told you're done. And so the calendar made them move on. But now they're like, oh, wait, psych, but you're already gone. So like they're just, it's complicated. Like the thing that I wish the NCAA had done was just give a blanket waiver to the 22 kids like they did in COVID. Because it's not like it's something that is going to be like this perpetual problem. It's literally just this one signing class, this one group of players who had played 4 years and 4 seasons. Anyway. All right, hang on one second.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish Built. Parish Built. Parish Built. From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. My apologies. Sometimes you gotta go. Chad. Some of these mobile quarterbacks are just good. They see the field really well. If they want it, they're going to go get it. Your best chance is to limit them, but shut them down is highly unlikely. Okay. Morning, Matt. Do you think we get any fifth-year seniors back in baseball? No, that baseball roster is full. Q, what up, man? American Patriot, Coach O is good to go. Truett, I just joined late. Something you said got my ear. So LSU engineered this whole TRO. Yeah. I think it's... I had Ross Dellinger on the show yesterday, and I think the way he phrased it was, It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. I mean, of course LSU engineered the whole thing. They identified the players that, like, do you think a 21, 22-year-old, let's look at Junior Tuihalamaka. Do you think a kid from California who played 4 years at Notre Dame has the knowledge, know-how, whereabouts, connections to himself orchestrate filing a temporary restraining order in a Louisiana court to get eligible? Come on. Matt, say we get halfway through the season, some judge rules these fifth-year players ineligible. Will teams have to vacate wins? No. I've answered that question a lot, and I know I'm going to have to keep answering it, but I've answered that question a bunch. So please help me with this one. If anyone asks, just tell them, like, no. So the legal parameters there are, it's like no different than Charles Bediako in basketball last year. They were eligible under the TRO while they played. So you can't be punitive in nature retroactively because they were eligible because of the TRO. So no, they would not forfeit games. They were playing a player who was eligible at the time. Let's see. I did not see Mike's report. I just know what somebody else said, so I'm not commenting. Hey, Delray, good morning. Matt, how many streams do you host? Well, I do Morning Scone every day here. I have my afternoon drive radio show, After Further Review, which is a 3-hour show I do every weekday. And then I do Locked on LSU, which I do at least one, sometimes 2 episodes per day. And then during the season, I'll do post-game stuff as well. But, hey, man, my point is always, people want content, you got to get it from somewhere. I'd rather get it from me. So I'll be here in whatever format, any time of day, however time about it, whatever y'all want, as long as y'all are here. Hey, Scott, good morning. 2 weeks until Lane State University begins. Delray, I am. Thank you so much. Feeling good. I'm anxious to get back in my cold plunge. I've been able to do that in 2 weeks now, and it's just not the same starting your day. I cannot wait to get back in my cold plunge. Hey, Rob, good morning. Eli, are you doing whiskey and wine this year? Probably not. At least not in the capacity. Certainly not the capacity I've done it in the past. Like I'll be at the Clemson game, so like I'm not going to be firing up a live stream from my patio as soon as the game ends. So I will absolutely every game have a locked on post game. So even when I'm at the game, whenever I get home, I'll record a locked on LSU post game. I will likely fire up a live stream if I need to, like in the car driving home or leaving the stadium or whatever, to give an immediate reaction on here on my channel. And there will be games where I do a version of whiskey and wine. Like if I'm at home, certainly, yeah. But when I'm at the game, that's just not possible, right? A welder was working on the UL field after he left. The pine straw caught fire. Oh God, it's brutal. Rob, from what I saw in the fire, they're doing work. Sparks hit the pine needles. Oh, it's a bummer. It's a beautiful park too. Hope everything and everyone's okay. Hey, Brian, good morning from Natchez. All right, man. Michael Moore. Morning, Matt. Love the looks you give morning sconers when you're telling us something without telling us. Those who know, if you know, you know. IYK. Hey, Kale, do you think there's a possibility of getting fifth-year O lineman? If you look at the players, there was Waylon Lapuaho from BYU is the one offensive lineman in that TRO. So if you're keeping an eye on one, that's the one. Matt started checking out the Unicorn Auction app. Have you used it for whiskey? I have not. I'll check it out though. Paul, would like to meet up with you for whiskey for Kentucky game. Let's work it out. Paul, I'm going to be with Erica and our friends, and we're doing the whiskey. We're doing the Bourbon Trail on Friday, And then Saturday, we plan on being around for the game. So if we have a spot that we're at on Saturday, or I don't know what our plans are for actual game day, but we'll be around. We'll be around Lexington on Saturday. Let's see, Matt Mascona or John Elmore. I can't see that. I don't know who John Elmore is. John Elmore. American basketball player. No, he's got way more hair than me. And he's tall. He's 6'3". Yeah, I don't see that at all. I think that's just you looking at, you thinking that all bald-headed men with a beard look the same. I don't think I look anything like that guy. Tyrone, the last one, Matt, I don't see Auburn beating us to you because everybody got us losing them in their predictions. I don't know that everyone does, Tyrone, but I get why that's a tricky game. That is the week before LSU goes on the bye. That will be their 8th consecutive game without a break. It's on the road at 11 a.m. Jordan-Hare is a notoriously tough place to play. And I am interested in Alex Golish and Byron Brown and the problems that they could create, because Byron Brown's a very dynamic player. And I think when you have the coach quarterback tandem going together, it's going to ease some of the growing pains of that offense. So Auburn by week 8 may be dramatically improved from what they are week 1. And that is a tricky spot on the schedule. So I think LSU's better. I think LSU will be favored. I think LSU should win. But if there's one game on the schedule where I look at it and go, that's the one where I go, you got to avoid the tripwire against a team you should beat, it's that one. Let's see. Bauer Sharp's little brother's a freshman linebacker at Southeastern. Oh, cool. Educator Matt, when is baseball schedule usually announced? Who are the permanent baseball opponents? Same as football. They usually announce the baseball schedule like early fall. And yeah, last year was September the 9th. And the permanents are in this format are Texas A&M and Mississippi State. So those are LSU's baseball permanent opponents. So, and I like that. Devin, what up, man? Missed you yesterday. Was over in your neck of the woods in Lake Charles. Okay, already did that one. Brad, do you ever like to do pregame again like you did with T-Buck? No, I never want to do that again, ever. Pregame was no. Is that a Martin guitar? Can you play? It is not a Martin. Looks like a Martin. I bought this in 2002 from a guy in Baton Rouge, Tim. Tim has his own. I don't know if Tim's guitar shop is still open, but you can even see it's got. I don't know if you can see, it's got Tim's tag in there. But yeah, I can play. How about this? This is one of my favorites. Tom Petty. Anyway. It's a little out of tune. But yes, I could play. David, good morning, Matt. You mentioned the new intro for Morning Scone is AI generated. Is the Parrish jingle also AI? If not, studio musicians or band. If band, who have a great day. The Parrish jingle is none other than Mr. Toby Tomplay. That is not AI generated. We hired Toby to make us a jingle. So that was that. The Morning Scone thing is an app called Suno, S-U-N-O. And so because my AI knows Morning Scone, because every day whenever I download Morning Scone to upload it to podcast to get the description and all that sort of stuff. It knows my AI knows Morning Scone. And so I said, hey, give me lyrics for an intro song for Morning Scone. It gave me the lyrics. I copied and pasted the lyrics into Suno, and I said, make me a theme song for my live stream morning show, but do it in a 90s sitcom type way. And that's what this popped out. I'm like, this is not 90s sitcom. But anyway, I like it. Stuart, can the NCAA negate a team's wins? No. Gumptious, he said before Toby Tomplay did the Parrish jingle. That's true. I need some game flow in my life. Oh, man. That's so good. You know you're a whiskey and whiner when the game flow is like when we go through the game flow, me and T-Bob. Then react to it as we sort of relived it. What's Hodson doing these days? I haven't seen Tommy in a minute. I don't know. I don't know what Tommy's doing. How did you like being back at school? Loves it. He loves St. Lillian. He loves going to school. It's such a blessing that he gets to go there. Summer is difficult when he can't go because he loves to go there. And then it's just, we struggle to find things, it's not like there's friends looking for him to go, ride bikes or anything like that. So it's, hang around the house, go run errands, swim in the pool. But, I work, Erica works. So it's a little challenging. So yes, school he loves going. He learns so much. It's great for him socially. It's awesome. Yes. Joshua, I really miss whiskey and wine. Sometimes it helped me process my emotions. I mean, I'm going to be doing stuff. It's just not going to be like from my back patio every game as soon as the game goes final with a cigar. There will be those games when I do it, and I will let you know when I'm going to be home watching the games. Need Saturday's game day. You're a week away. Matt, hope Bama's burning will make an appearance. What does Terry say? Does a fat baby fart? Becky, good morning. Steven, good morning. Robbie, like you've said before, go to the doctor, which I did for my yearly visit checkup yesterday. Love that, Robbie. Good for you, man. Don't be stubborn. Go to the doctor. As always, remember, shout out to Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Speaking of, if you need an orthopedist, go to Brock. If you need a roof, get a shout at Parrish. Awful weather yesterday. Lots of hail in New Orleans. Lots of those videos are popping up. Hey, look, do business with Drew Brees' roofing company. Parrish Construction Roofing, parrishbuilt.com, parrishbuilt.com. Unique physique, unique aesthetics and wellness. That's your GLP-1s and the aesthetic clinic as well. Lowest prices, never any contracts. Bocock Brothers Premium Cigars, y'all. The Stadium Series is live. Code MAT15, MAT15, MAT15 for 15% off your order. And, of course, FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partner of LSU Athletics. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, together we roar. Craig, season tickets purchased, even got tickets to the exhibition in Lake Chuck. So I was supposed to be doing AFR. That's October the 8th. I was supposed to be doing AFR in Lake Charles that day for the exhibition, Craig, but I will not be because I'll be in Kentucky that day. Falcon, ask anyone who's worked offshore, currently works offshore, what they think of Pelicans. Here's a hint. Oh, I see what you're saying. Not the team name, just the birds, because the birds poop all over. Got it. Bobo, got done cutting my grass, and the need I have for cooler weather and football is insane. Let's see. You feel me, man. You feel me, man? Yo, you feel me, man? Got it. Good morning, Matt. I was watching Bob Starkey being interviewed about upcoming women's basketball team. This might be their best, most talented team since Mulkey's been at LSU. Okay. Love that. Truett, you forgot to say good morning. Looking at your bourbon shelves, what's your favorite pour? So I think my favorite I don't have here, which is Pappy 15 for me, I think is the sweet spot. I love it. Over here, I have 3 different bottles of the Four Roses LE. I have 2017, 2020, and 2024. And I think Four Roses LE never misses. It's the Four Roses limited edition. It's their annual release, their annual unicorn bottle. That's probably what I would pick. Most people love, I love Wellers. If I had an everyday sipper, it would be that one, the Black Weller, the Weller 12. But there's nothing bad on the shelves. It's all incredible. Hey, Chad, good morning. Let's hear that singing voice. What's the best way to join for a tailgate for out-of-towners? Yeah, just literally walk up to a tailgate. Park on campus, start walking, and then just walk up to a tailgate, tell folks, hey, I'm from out of town. People always said everybody's very friendly. Can I buy a plate of food or buy a beer from you? And I guarantee you they'll say, you're not buying nothing here. Just get a plate, eat whatever. Here's a beer, whatever. And then just sample the fare, have a beer, and then walk to the next place and just go around. Stat Dub, good morning. Kevin, first cold plunge back is going to be brutal. No, it is going to be glorious. You got to love it, man. You have to embrace the freeze. You got to embrace the pain. I cannot wait to get in that cold water again. Like, you have no idea. Jesse, Matt the Renaissance Man. I catch Ryan McGee making little snide remarks about LSU, Lane Kiffin, and Louisiana. He went to Tennessee, and people from that school have a bug up their butt about us. You can catch a lot of similar from Outkick guys. I don't agree with you on McGee. Ryan McGee did the documentary last year on Lane Kiffin. So I think from McGee's standpoint, and in the interview that McGee and Marty did with Lane at Media Days, Ryan asked Lane, like, people ask me, like, am I full of bull because of that? Because he did the documentary basically saying Lane's a changed man, blah, blah, all that stuff. And then 6 months later, Lane's leaving Ole Miss. So that's where that stems from. It's nothing to do with Tennessee. Let's see, Jay, good morning. What do you think is more likely, an LSU-Oklahoma SEC championship or LSU missing the playoffs? LSU missing the playoffs. I think Georgia will coast into the SEC championship game this year. I don't know if they'll win it. I don't know who they'll play. But just looking at Georgia's schedule, if they are not in Atlanta, massive upset. So I don't think you'll see LSU, Oklahoma in the SEC championship game. I think either of those teams could be there. But if you're asking me which is more likely, I think given the scenario you unfolded there, or you laid out there, I think it's more likely that LSU would miss the playoffs than see LSU, OU, SEC championship. Patrick, at some point, Morning Show needs the guitar intro. Let's see. Good morning, Matt. What's the word with Solomon Thomas? Buried on the depth chart. He's on the team. He's out there wearing 66, and he's just buried on the depth chart. How serious are NFL players about playing on natural grass? Doesn't seem like an issue they want to fight. Well, I think they want to play on natural grass. I think when you talk about the CBA, you have to, like, the CBA is a give and take. So you have to decide what issues you really want to fight for. So if you're really fighting for higher pay, do you really want to fight for natural grass? Like, what's the priority? Like, remember years ago, like, the NFL PA is awful compared to baseball and NBA. But like years ago, the NFL PA and the CBA fought for looser drug testing, like for weed, to stop drug testing for weed, basically. It's like, okay, that's the thing you want? Okay, but like, you don't want like better medical care or higher wages or cap. But I mean, there's lots of things. And I just don't think, I think they want grass fields. I just don't think that's the thing that they're trying to collectively bargain. Now you have to give a live performance of the Paris song. I don't know it. I don't know how to play it. Toby made it. Educator, how much do you charge for concert tickets to watch a performance? $1 million. David, have you been to Keeneland? Nope. If not, we're checking out if y'all have interest in horses. So would love to. We're not going to make it though, because so what we're doing is flying in Thursday. We're going to do Bourbon Trail Friday, game Saturday, fly home Sunday. We have friends that are going, that are doing the races on Sunday and then coming home Monday. I just can't miss Thursday, Friday, Monday. I can't miss 3 shows during football season. So I'll be home on Monday. I'll miss the races. Paul, sounds good about Saturday in Lexington. Give me a way to get in touch. My son will be there visiting campus store for college. Yeah, man, just hit me up on social media. I'm easy to find. Steven, is there an SEC rule that the visiting band must be in the lower bowl? Because that was BS in Austin in 2019. No. the rule is that, and remember, Texas was not in the SEC in 2019. But the SEC rule is that there's an X amount of tickets, maybe 1,500 tickets that the home team has to give in their lower bowl for their visitor. And so then the visiting team can choose what they do, how they allocate those tickets. So do they want to put their band lower? What do they want to do? When Texas came here, when LSU went to Texas in 2019, Texas was not in the SEC. So they gave all of LSU's allotment in the upper deck. So that's why the band was in the upper deck. Because this is an SEC game, LSU will have to give Texas, 1,500 seats or something like that. That's where they sit in that southeast corner. And then everything else will be spread out up in the upper deck. Colson, depends on one's point of view, which PA is better. Guaranteed contracts and more money. Baseball and NBA have it. NFL doesn't. I think Major League Baseball and NBA player associations are better. Can you get one of your intern minions to cut you a bunch of T-Bob rants from previous Whiskey and Wine episodes to play as a hot cue drop during your recap? Maybe. T-Bob. Haven't seen my guy in a minute, man. Haven't seen him since he left. I don't even know if he's been back down here since he's left. Hopefully he makes it in for a game this year. Excited to see Cade pitch today. 6:15 first pitch for the Mariners and the Cubs. We get to see Cade Anderson's debut. So that's easy, man. I'll watch Saints preseason at 3 o'clock. Roll right into Cade Anderson's debut. That'll be awesome. Bama named Keelan Russell starting quarterback. He'll be running for his life. That line hasn't improved. What's your genuine LSU Alabama prediction this year? I'll make a prediction on that game closer to it. I don't think Alabama is going to be very good. I don't think they're going to be bad. That's what I've always said. I just don't think they're going to be good. Do these people that ask to meet you know they are a total stranger? It's kind of weird for a line base. See, here's the thing. I am very grateful for my audience. And just like people say that I'm a part of your day, well, you're a part of mine. So I do like getting to meet everybody. As far as actually planning a time, that's probably not going to happen because I'm going to be with my wife and our friends. We're going to plan our trip. If it happens that we're at the same place and we coincide with somebody and I get to say hello and have a drink, that's awesome. But I always tell people, if you ever see me, please come say hello. One thing that bums me out is when people are like, oh, I saw you here, but I didn't want to bother you. I'm like, please come say hello. It's so flattering and humbling, and I'm very grateful to people who listen or watch always. So I mean that sincerely. If you ever see me, please stop me and say hello. And it happens every day, which is great because a lot of times what people only see is the negativity, the people you suck, you're no good, hey, you're bald, you're fat, you're whatever. I would say 95% of my interactions with people are positive. They're the very, very vocal, small minority on social media that are loud and use bad words under screen names and all. But I love to see and meet people who listen, and that's great. So I'm very, very grateful. Hey, Mark, will Rattler win QB2 job today? I don't think he'll win it today, Mark, but I think he's got a great shot to put himself ahead of I think Zach Wilson has a great shot to put himself ahead of Rattler. He's enjoying bar school. Thought he was going to whip some people for disrespecting Breeze on the morning show. I honestly, who's on Longstreet is LSU QB2. I haven't seen, I think y'all know this by now, I produce so much content, I don't consume content. I woke up in the morning, I made my coffee, I took my vitamins and stuff, and I came in. I've done a live stream. We've been on for an hour and 19 minutes. When this ends, I'm going to get Drew up. We're going to go ride elevators. I'm going to come back. I'm probably going to record a Locked On episode, get some stuff published on the website. I'm going to watch the Saints at 3. I'm going to watch Cade Anderson tonight. We're going to hang out with our friends, do a little pool night for adult pool night, and then that's a wrap. I'm just not going to spend the day. I just don't typically spend the day consuming content. It's not a knock. It's not to say other people's content isn't good. I I just don't get to watch or consume a lot of other people's content. If I'm consuming content, it's not sports content. Like last night driving home from Lake Charles, I listened to a Joe Rogan episode. The other day when I had a long drive, I listened to Diary of a CEO where Steven was interviewing.
Matt, there's no way you can see me, right?
What?
There's no way you can see me.
No. What? You want me to close the door?
Well, I just got to run through here, and I just put self-tainer on myself.
No, there's no. You can't see anything. No. So anyway, I listened to Diary of a CEO where Steven was interviewing Michael Saylor. We're talking about Bitcoin. So, I mean, that's the kind of stuff I'm more interested in if I do consume content, not sports content. Skip Burman Memorials Tuesday. Yes, 7 o'clock at the PMAC. Doors open at 6. Q, what up, man? Do you have a group of guys you regularly share bourbon with? Nope. Mostly just we'll have a pour here. Not really in any. I mean, I'm a member of the Bourbon Society of Baton Rouge, which is a great organization. I just don't get to go to a lot of events. Who Dat for life, Chris? Saints game day. Let's go. Saints 550. Harris, I'm an Alabama fan. I met you at Rouse's. You had a nice conversation with me about the upcoming Alabama season. I can agree with that take. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. You know what? I remember that. I remember meeting you at Rouse's. And I think, with Bama, I think it's very obvious that I was right. The day Nick retired, and I don't feel like it was a hot take that they just weren't going to be what they were. You can't lose the greatest coach ever and not miss a beat. And it's just evident, like they're preseason number 12 or 13 or whatever they're not terrible. They're ranked. They'll probably win, maybe they go 8-4, 9-3, winning bowl game. I don't know. But like the days of just like taking your Sharpie and writing Alabama's name in the playoff is just not a thing anymore. So I'm not saying they'll never win again. I'm not saying they'll never win a title again. They're not going to win 6-12 seasons like Saban did. Farmer Brown, glad we're able to add these fifth-year players. I feel like we would happen to win the national championship. It will make people say it's the only reason we won. I don't really care what people say. If you win a national championship, everybody plays under the same rules and to go win a championship. And Indiana last year had a bunch of 22, 23, 24-year-olds, whatever. Barry, here for the team, Drew, and the LSU news. Thank you, man. Keelan Russell named Bama starting quarterback. Awesome. Cannot wait for him to be the starting quarterback of an 8-win team. And Alabama fans want him to transfer. That's going to be fun. Okay, I think we're done. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post, podcast. Please subscribe on your favorite podcast app, rate us, leave a review. And, okay, I have a Locked on LSU live that I did last night. So please go watch or listen to that one. Even if you don't want to listen to it, it's all about Junior Tuihalamaka, the LSU commitment from Notre Dame. Even if you don't want to listen or watch, please just turn it on and just let it play through. It'll help me. Please go subscribe to Locked on LSU. Y'all have an awesome day. We'll see you. Peace.